Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Katrina Reasbold and Friends. And this week, it's not just my friend, which I could genuinely call this person my dear friend, also my progeny, my only daughter, and my sweet, sweet monkey. This is Delena Reasbold, one of my favorite people to interview. Hi, Delena.
Hi.
Have it on authority. Your hair goes swoosh.
You go swoosh. Swoosh.
Oh, cool. Thanks. I was hoping we'd get a demo of that. Just wanted to get that out of the way first. How you been? What's new?
I'm okay. We last did this before my sweet Mimi left me. And so that's a big update. But I lost Mimi at the end of September. I think like just a couple weeks before after we chatted. But so that's big because people are going to be like, how's your cat?
Don't ask that, everybody.
Don't ask about the cat.
That's fine.
She's good. She's in my china cabinet.
Yeah.
And in your garden.
And in my garden. She's everywhere.
She's everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and you said that, I mean, it appears you have not actually said this, I don't think. Maybe you did, but you don't expect to get another one for a long time.
I don't think in this apartment. No, I think once I have a house, and then I do still believe in like the indoor cat thing, but like somewhere that I can maybe put them on a leash and just like let them smell the outside and not have to manage that.
So this won't mean anything to you folks. It's probably wrong I bring it up right here, but just go with it. Yesterday, Delena, Nathan came up here for something. I don't remember what. And when he left, he opened the door and Kovu was waiting outside our door for him. Kovu's a completely inside Black Panther. He's pretty much blind.
He's half blind, yeah.
And he's just looking at Nathan like, what's up, boss?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Daddy, my toes are cold.
So he found his way up here, which is pretty cool.
I wonder if Nathan shut the door and if Kovu was just like, hey, Dad, I'm out here.
Yeah. Well, and Kovu does go outside some, but only with Nathan right there. And because he's blind, he doesn't venture. Right. He just rolls in the grass and things like that. So that was interesting, but yay. That's so funny. For those who don't know, her youngest brother, Nathan, actually, who's 26, lives on our property in a little house that's just down the hill some. So, but it's not far enough that the cat was, hitchhiking or walking on roads or anything. It's just across the yard.
No, he probably didn't even have to trail. He could probably just smell Nathan.
That's exactly what Nathan said.
Yeah.
Yep. But I think what's going to happen when you get a cat again is kind of like with Bruce, where you're not going to be looking for a cat, but some cat is just going to find you.
I think I'm going to get hit by the distribution system, and I just kind of have to hope that doesn't happen while I'm here.
Yeah, for sure. But you did pay a cat deposit, so.
I did not, because she was a service animal.
That's right. Right. They overlooked it. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. And so I also have not told them that she's died. Because it's irrelevant to my lease, basically. So, like, if they ask, I'll be like, yeah, she died in September. I didn't think it mattered because I'm not paying pet rent because she was an ESA. But,
yeah.
Oh.
Well, this next set of questions tends to go a little bit faster than the other one, but you and I, we take a lot of side roads when we're talking.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine how this interview is going to go. We'll just kind of see where it leads. If that's cool with you.
For sure.
All right. So, by the way, is it still foggy down there or is it better?
I haven't checked lately. It was super foggy this morning, like once the sun came up. I have not looked in the last like 45 minutes. I don't know.
It is just crystal clear up here in the mountains. It's bizarre to me that right now Sacramento is dreary and foggy a lot of the time. Yeah. And up here in the mountains, which is just, I'm what, 40 minutes from you, 45 minutes from you, something like that.
I think it's about 45 minutes and change to get to Placerville. And then a few minutes.
I'm 20 minutes. Oh, from you.
From the apartment, yeah.
From you, yeah. But it's just so bright and sunny and beautiful. I mean, just beautiful. Dad was out cutting trees yesterday and just basking in the sun. And it was just Yeah. So we got fewer trees out there now. He's been on a rampage.
Did he get that one that was over by the road that he was talking about?
I don't know, because of my injury. I haven't been able to go out there and look. He just sends me pictures. And to me, it's just a tree that's on the ground somewhere.
There's some green on the ground and some tree on the ground.
Yeah. And then he comes and goes, I'm going to have to do a lot of birding.
Yeah.
So get your marshmallows ready.
Firewood.
Yeah, that's right. All right. So I know some of the answers to this first question. And I know my answers for me, for you, for this first question. What do you like best about where you live now? What I like best about it is there's no shitty ex in it.
Yeah, I'm alone, which is nice, and it's not as scary as I thought it would be, because it's a complex, and like we've talked about this, there's people around all the time. Like I'm never alone. But also they don't really bother me. Like I've always had the siblings, and so I've always had noises above my head because I was the downstairs bedroom. And
I hadn't thought about that.
And so like the upstairs, my neighbors have, I think she's 3 by now, maybe almost 4. And she's starting to argue with them, which is funny. She was 2 when I moved in, but now she has opinions about stuff. And it's funny. I don't necessarily hear words, but I can hear the tone of what's going on up there, and it's funny.
No, that's awesome. Yeah. I remember the day that you moved in there. It was the day after you moved in. I'd come back to help settle some things, and the guy from upstairs came down just to leave. And I apologized for how late we had been last night, how loud we'd been last night.
Yeah, because we were up till like 12:30 doing furniture.
My gosh, hauling stuff. And the people around were just really cool about it. And he just said, oh, no. I have a 2-year-old that is
he was like, I'm sorry for her stomps. Because she goes.
That's awesome. You actually adapted into apartment living much more smoothly than I thought a person would. Going from a 3-bedroom house to a small apartment. Now, spatially, it was difficult.
Yeah, it's still difficult, but
as far as mentally, you were in such a traumatized state still. But that apartment was your healing place, I think.
Yeah, I've always needed to I've needed a cave. Like I'm like, I need to sit under the desk so that nobody can look at me and nobody can talk to me and I can decompress. And this is just like one big under the desk.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And now I personally, and you know this about me, of course, I have never lived alone. I always at least had kids. And sometimes a husband, sometimes a partner, sometimes a roommate. And I've always thought I would be good at living alone. Now, I wouldn't be good at living alone here in this house, I don't think, unless I had buku money to pay somebody to take care of the outside like Dad does.
For the outside, yeah.
He's really
I think you could get away with a couple of Roombas for the inside. But and then maybe somebody to come by once a week and just like do all the extra like handyman chores.
Yeah, that. But I've always thought I'd be good at living alone, and I didn't think you would be, but you just owned it. And just, hey, I'm sovereign here. I get to decide what happens here. And that's interesting because you have a lot of acronyms that apply to you as far as the DSM is concerned.
People don't like this, but I like the alphabet mafia because I do have like the queerness. So like I've got those letters, but also I've got all the mental bits too. And so it's all of them, all of the letters, all the alphabet.
I bet if we laid them all out, you'd be at least half.
Yeah, there's 26. I've definitely got 13 in there, right? You could find a few. I can think of 9 off the top.
So how do you feel about, I mean, I don't want to go too deeply into this because I know it's very private, but you're now what, is it this month? You're 2 years out of a relationship, right?
Out of the relationship, yeah. It was on the 8th of January. Yeah. It's mostly lonely. Like the inconveniences of living with somebody, those being gone, especially when I'm in like the mental state that I'm in, are like amazing. But just in general, like before I could just be like, I need a hug. And now I can't do that because my hug is an hour away.
Yeah. But I mean, after your normal grief, I'm just talking about this because I know a lot of people feel like they're not represented as far as being seen when relationships ended. So that's why I'm bringing this up at all. After your grief subsided and the loss of, I mean, let's face it, anytime that you have a committed relationship end, that whole future kind of goes away.
Yeah, like I lost a family basically.
Right.
Like a whole world that we were planning. And so yeah, that sucks a lot.
Yeah.
But also like the writing was on the wall for a long time. So
yeah.
And I have this thing that I do, and I do it with most of my relationships where I can feel that they're ending, especially work relationships, is like, I'm like, you're gonna say it to my fucking face. Like I have the tism, and so I'm like, I can see the cues, I know what they're doing, but you're gonna say it out loud to my face.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna deal with it. I'm not gonna be the one who's like, I noticed you're having this feeling and you're not talking about it. So
well, I noticed, Delena, that you have this feeling and you're talking about it, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
So what is it? So I know that I don't know if I ever even asked the question because we started talking. What do you like best about where you live now?
Probably just the lack of expectation. Like I had already like unmasked during the pandemic with the autism, but I still had to like, to a point, I still felt like I had to perform for the people in my house. And now I get to, if I'm having like a really, really bad mental health day, I straight up put on Sesame Street and nobody can say anything. Cause like it's low stimulation, and like they're gonna be really respectful about whatever they talk about no matter what, because they have to teach like little kids this. And I like mechanically to look at puppets. Like I like watching engineering and how that works and stuff. And if I had put on Sesame Street, I would have gotten some looks. Well, she wouldn't have said anything. She wouldn't have dared to. She would be like, hey, if it happened a lot, she would be like, are you okay? But now I can just be like, I want to watch Sesame Street. And if I'm 10 minutes into an episode, I can be like, I want to watch a different movie. And then I'm like, I'm bored of this movie 20 minutes in. I'm going to watch something else and nobody can stop me. So that's cool.
That is cool. Do you still have your little puppet, Sunny?
So I gave her to Nathan. And that's the question mark. Was she in the shed, or did she make it back to me and she was in the garage and I forgot?
I see.
I believe she was in the shed.
I think maybe, yeah.
Yeah. And I've probed about how to replace her, because I think Grandma Linger bought her for me.
I think that's true. Yeah.
And so I might replace her, because that brand is the brand that makes puppets for like church shows. And they were just at like one of the kiosks on Pier 39 in San Francisco. So like, I think I could replace that puppet, but I'm also wondering if I should just make one that's better or not. But
well, that's another thing that's cool about where you live now, is that I got to think of the generous way to put this. No fucks are given.
Yeah.
If you're working on a project, you can just have it out. And you don't have to move it to accommodate somebody else's needs or anything. It's going to be there when you come back.
Yeah, like I can leave my multi-part 4-day model bookshelf thing that I'm doing on the coffee table, and none of it's going to move unless Loki decides to move it.
Do you want to explain that for a little bit. Like Loki's not a pet.
No.
Sort of, but not quite. It's more like you're Loki's pet.
So Mimi was dying. This was September 28th. And she left on the 29th. And you did your interview with Rachel. And
Rachel Jordan, my audiobook narrator and producer.
Mm-hmm. And we have a lot of stuff in common, just like life experience wise. And so I'm having this like emotional recovery moment over that. And then she starts talking about Loki, and this motherfucker just walks in and grabs my face and kisses me like Bugs Bunny. It's been like that ever since. And like I've in real time, for the people watching, like I've been telling mom like, hey, this crazy thing happened. Hey, this crazy thing happened. Hey, this crazy thing happened. And if I talk about them now, it sounds like a bunch of shit that I like drew strings together. But like in real time at the time, I was like, this awful thing happened. And then I was like, this crazy thing happened. And like he, first it was Samhain of 2024. And I pulled the King of Wands, which in the deck that you were using is a red-headed guy with little elf shoes and like some lizards and just generally. And so I had him on my altar. And I just had it as my Samhain card to like work on for the year. I thought it was a particular individual. It was not. And like the progress over what was happening with that got to the point where I was done like working on this card and I wanted to get rid of it and I couldn't throw it away. I couldn't throw it away. I couldn't throw it away. And so finally I tore it up and I could not throw away the pieces. And then several months passed and I tried to burn the pieces and they wouldn't burn. And I sent mom a picture of the burned pieces and they were in the shape of a pentacle from where the pieces had burned. Like I put the card back together and there was just a star over his face only. And then the Mimi thing happened. And so that was almost a full year because Samhain's in the end of October. And then this guy had been sitting on my altar for like 9 months and hadn't bothered to tell me. And so he just starts laughing at me. And then now he's brought me, I ordered a weighted, I ordered this, which is a weighted arm thing. And so it can like sit over you like that for like the pressure relief. And it was stolen because it was Christmas. And they were like, this is heavy. It's probably a toy. And so they stole it.
It was stolen while it was in the package in front of your door. It was like a porch pirate thing.
Yeah, like the USPS guy came in, he put the box down in front of my door, and when I went to go get it 20 minutes later, it was not there. And it was gone, and I was like, oh no, and crying, and I emailed Amazon, and they're like, we'll send you a replacement, and the replacement came in, there were 3 of them. Like it was 3 of the same thing in one box, in one package. And so he was showing off. But he moves shit in my house all the time. And it's shit that I would not, like I have an allowance for, I have ADHD. I was holding something. I'm not holding it anymore, but like I'll go to sleep and I'll wake up and shit's moved. And I have a security camera. So nobody came in, nobody opened the door. But anyway, Loki moves shit in my house.
Yes, he's sort of my God-in-law now.
Kind of. Yeah. I am thoroughly claimed.
But you're finding that to be a very rewarding relationship emotionally, it seems like.
Yeah, it's very like I even told him, I was like, it's like if Jesus was horny. Like this just like unfiltered, like, no, I'm not going anywhere. I know that you're crazy. I made you that way. And we're like, I'm not going anywhere. You could throw a fit. And like, he just laughs and lights his pipe and sits on the couch and is like, you want to watch a movie? Or
Now, you were raised pagan, and you're one of my few kids that actually practices as an adult. Mm-hmm. I think most of my kids, I would say most of them are agnostic.
Yeah.
That would be the loose term that I would use. And I think just you and Nathan are the only ones that actively do anything. Dylan does because Dylan's wife does.
Yeah.
But as far as Dylan personally, I don't think is I don't think would identify as pagan. So, but my point is, you were raised around gods and goddesses and discussions of them, and that was normal for you. For me to be talking to, I mean, my first husband left me because he said, "You talk to things that aren't there, and I can't respect that." And but you couldn't leave, and so you were kind of stuck with a mom that talked to things that weren't there, or that appeared not to be there, because I've had a very vibrant relationship with my patron gods and patron goddesses and that sort of thing. So that was sort of normalized for you. However, you had not had a god or goddess that you particularly related to.
No, I would get like calls periodically. Like there was a few months in high school where Kali kept talking to me. But also, like when you're 14, you're like, what do I do with Kali? Like, I'm 14. Dude, I just have a
be mad.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch Indiana Jones, I guess.
Get me a cult.
Kalima. But yeah, I don't do deity work. But Loki did me. So
you were always more about folk magic and the spell work and
and like the universal conversation.
Right. Nature and right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now you are fully enraptured.
Yeah. Like I didn't have to change my altar almost at all, because he'd been sitting there for 9 months telling me how to build it. And so like I went around after he like revealed himself and took pictures of all the shit on my altar that I had already put there.
Well, you also went back over events that had happened before you recognized the calling and found a lot of threads that led back to
even from when I was little, like kind of memories of like, oh, he has an opinion about this, like he was there. And yeah, a lot of it cycled in on itself like that.
You were kind of obsessive about foxes.
Yeah, I have like he went to Scotland with me in 2016. Like I have a fox head that I got at Claire's for like $6 when I was a college student. And I love that hat. I still have it. That one did live through the fire. We found it when I was moving. But like my favorite picture of myself, I have 2 favorite pictures of myself, and one of them is in my car right before I interviewed for that smog technician tech support, and then one on the parapet at Castle what's the Tintagel, and or Tintagel, the real one.
I do that too. Tintagel, they're both ruins.
They're both ruins. Oliver Cromwell blew up both
opposite side of the countries.
Yeah. But I've got the fox hat on. Yeah. And I brought that up, and he was just like, yeah, that was a good deal, wasn't it? This man loves a thrift store.
Another thing that's interesting is that now your most significant relationship started out with a person that identified as male and then transitioned to female.
Yeah.
So most of your relationships have been with females. You identify as bi.
And I think several of them were men at the time, and I think by now they're probably girls.
and then you had Loki, who is I'm not as familiar as you are. I guess gender fluid.
Yeah, like gender fluid is probably the best term, because it's whatever the feel is for the day. Been pretty feminine lately, but it's shifting back and forth. He can do both.
Got it.
Yeah.
So, what is your favorite meal? If you could, I mean, we're talking no financial limits. You can make it or not make it. It's completely up to you. But in your favorite form, in the favorite presentation, in the favorite place, what is your favorite meal?
I do like some crab legs from the Red Lobster. Those are really good. And then probably like a really good Chinese noodle. like just the best version of, you know what, the chicken chow mein from the Cafe Highland in North Highlands. Or the chicken chow mein from Cafe Highland. That's real good.
When was the last time you were in North Highlands?
Well, Carrie lives in Rio Linda, so
okay.
I go there fairly periodically, but I have not been to that restaurant since we lived in North Highlands. So definitely like 15 years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it sounds like we have a field trip in our future, huh?
It's very mediocre. I like it because it's garbage.
Well, I wasn't going to eat there. I was just going to get you some to go.
Yeah, we could just get some. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Chinese noodles that are excellent, unless they're from North Highlands, and then they're mediocre, but they're still your favorite.
Well, the ones this was also, like I said, like more than 10 years ago. Their chicken chow mein is literally just the noodles with the sauce and bean sprouts and chicken. There's no vegetables. And I love stir-fried vegetables. That's my new thing now that I'm an adult with an adult tummy that needs some help. But yeah, it was just I think it was $6.99, and it was like a full a la carte to-go container, and I would eat that for like a day and a half when I was in college. So,
and then crab legs from Red Lobster. And your Red Lobster was one of the few that survived the bankruptcy.
Yes. Yeah, she's still there as far as I know. I haven't been over there in a few weeks, but
and we used to go there for your birthday.
Yeah, there was a good like 6 or 7 years in a row that we went there.
So then we go to Korean barbecue.
Mm-hmm. Which unfortunately does not have crab, but is delicious.
True. So you can decide what you want to do for this year.
Okay.
We can go back to fishes if you want to.
We got a few months.
Yeah, we do. Time to plan. Mm-hmm. So what is your dream time like?
It's better now. There was a long time where I would have... I'm sorry, do you mean literally like what are my dreams like? Or do you or do you mean like what's my ideal time?
Both. Let's do both. Let's start out with when you sleep, what happens in your brain?
I used to have a lot of anxiety dreams about my ex, where I would dream that she had done something innocuous and inane, but she was just like lying about it. And or she would do something that was just like so out of character heinous that I was like, but why are you doing this? And she would be like, what's wrong? And like would gaslight me about it the whole dream, which of course led to a lot of things that were happening in real life that I was reading and she wasn't admitting to. But now it's I vacillate between when I'm sick, my dreams are really mundane. And that's usually how I figure out that I'm dreaming, is that whenever I'm really stuffed up and I can't sleep, kind of cold, sick, I always dream that I get up to go pee. And then when I'm washing my hands, the water won't turn off. And then I'm like, oh, this is a dream. That's why I can breathe so good. So I have those mundane dreams. And then I have just like, all right, we're going to go on a crazy adventure about a nightmare you had when you were 5. Isn't it interesting with context now? And then I dream about places a lot. Like I dream where I'll take like the layout of my high school, but now it's a different place, but I still know the layout because it's my high school and I have to do something there. I don't know. Yeah. So
then what is your dream time like as far as what would you absolutely love to do?
Were I unburdened by having to pay my rent, I would spend most of the time just vacillating between a break of I'm going to play some games and then just sitting down and like, okay, I have 9 hours to paint and I don't have to think about anything and I can just make some stuff and nobody needs anything from me, and that nobody is going to call me and distract me. And yeah.
Sorry, so you definitely would say that you're an introvert.
Yeah. I don't know how much of it at this point, just because it's been so long with COVID and my breathing. I don't know how much is like agoraphobic. I don't think I'm agoraphobic. I think I'm just easily overstimulated. And so, yeah, like big groups stress me out.
So would you be one of those little kids in a big group wearing headphones and
I'm an adult that goes to the grocery store with big ass headphones on. And I still get overstimulated because it's so bright in there.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, no, if I had those when I was little, I remember in in middle school, I had these blue glasses and I couldn't figure out why they helped so much. Like not the blue filter, like the color blue. And I would wear them in class because they would help my brain calm down. And I realized that it's because the overhead lights were so harsh. But I got in trouble for wearing them because you're not supposed to wear sunglasses in class.
So you touched on COVID, and you had a pretty extreme fallout from COVID.
Yeah, I did not have asthma before. I did have I think there's a tear in my sinuses. So like I had a postnasal drip and like my brain or my sinuses weren't great, but I had COVID and COVID was normal. And like the illness itself, that 2 weeks was just like, I'm sick now and this sucks. But then a week after I got better, I went into pulmonary distress and like my lungs were closing up and I had never had an asthma attack before. But now basically at first the doctor was like, I think you have COPD from your coughing from the COVID and like all kinds of shit. And then they got down to like, oh, I think you just have asthma. And we didn't know. And I'm still like, my breathing is fucked. Like I need a lot. I'm on Advair, which helps, but yeah, I'm not doing good. I think it's still long COVID. I have times where my taste goes away for a day or two. Sometimes my smell goes away, and usually it's tied to whether I've had an asthma attack lately or not.
So you had it, was it 2021?
May of 2021, yeah.
Yeah. And then Dylan, who lived with you, which is your sibling, I don't think has ever had it.
No, because we just went into our room and didn't leave. And then he Dylan, home, so he didn't leave either.
Dylan was living on our property at the time when Dad and I had it, and would come and do things for us. Dylan's some kind of typhoid Mary or.
You know what? Maybe. I don't know. I wonder if it's going to be like TB, where it gets to the point where a lot of people have the microbe, and it's just whether or not anything comes from it. I don't know.
Could be. So, what animal do you most relate to, and or what animal do you enjoy the most?
Well, I've been the monkey for a long time. And that is, I think still in the relate way, like I do feel very I'm just Simeon. A little ape. Yeah, I'm just a little ape. I just want to eat and be warm and play video games.
Well, you actually got engaged in front of the monkeys, didn't you?
No, we got engaged in front of the raven.
My bad. Sorry about that.
I don't think they have monkeys. Oh, no, they have the little monkeys, like monkey monkeys.
We're talking Folsom Zoo.
Yeah, the Folsom Zoo. They're wonderful. They're my favorite zoo. They're a little rescue. So like animals that get hurt in wildfires and like retired show animals or retired exotic pets or something that they rescued. And so it's like a really sleepy, chill zoo. And we got engaged in front of the raven.
We're talking about Folsom, California, yes. Of Johnny Cash fame.
Of Johnny Cash fame.
And you and I went back there recently. That was a lot of fun. I'd never been. I've lived in this area for 20 plus years and almost 30 years and had never been.
Yeah, I think I've been 5 or 6 times. My first time was
school, no doubt.
No, it was Dina and Emma. So that was probably 15 years ago. So like 2013, 2012. Yeah, long time ago.
So monkeys, that's one of the monkeys or big apes or what?
Probably like like a really chill ape. Like not like the what are the ones, the baboons that are white and they live in the hot tubs in Japan? And one of them
I don't know. I just know about the ones with the weird butts.
Oh, the Rafikis. Yeah. It's a blue-butted baboon or whatever. There are these monkeys that they were wearing like big white fur coats and they have pink little faces and they just sink down into the hot springs in Japan and just chill.
That sounds like you.
Yeah.
So you also enjoy, we mentioned foxes.
Yes. Yeah.
And crabs. You enjoy your hermit crabs quite a bit.
Oh, I love my hermit crabs. Yeah, my little alien boys. My little buggy boys. Yeah, foxes, I've always kind of had like an affinity for foxes, but foxes are like the default furry. And oh, that's another thing, which is right here. For Christmas several years ago, you got me this guy.
Oh, the skull.
The fox. And then this is a mink. And when I was like, oh, I'm going to learn how to draw furries, I should make my fursona. And I decided it would be a mink. And that was like years ago. And Loki's a fucking fox and I'm a mink. And that was on my, like right there, looking at me.
So does Minky Toes come from that? You don't have to answer that
question.
No,
Minky Toes was just like throwing names at the wall when I was trying to name my when I was selling feet pics.
Okay.
And then I went to one of the Light Littles events at Tea Party, and I was going by that name just because it was the one that was the least attached to me in real life. And then somebody pointed out that a mink is in fact an animal, and I was like, oh hey. I love those. And I had already kind of shifted towards deciding on my fursona. And then that's when I was like, oh, I should just be a mink because minks are great.
True story. So now you got your crabs when you first moved into the apartment. About 6 months.
January, I think.
Yeah, maybe 5 or 6 months after you moved into the apartment. And you had said that one of your goals was to have crabs because you weren't able to have crabs in your relationship. That relationship was 8 years long, and then you lived together for almost a year afterwards.
Yeah.
And the crabs weren't an option then, so you had left saying, I'm going to have some crabs.
I'm going to get hermit crabs.
And we got some, and you have kept them all alive, and they were the tiniest little things when you got them.
So Macaroni is still really small. He's the smallest one. They're all named after cheese associations because we got the big one. We had one big one, and I named him Cheese. And then everybody else, they've got Blue Regard, which is from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, but Blue Cheese. And Mozzie Osborne, Allison Brie, Hermie Munster, and
Macaroni.
And Macaroni. Yeah. And all 6 of them, as far as I know, are still alive. They're kind of chilly right now. It's supposed to be like on the cusp of 90 degrees in there, and it's about 75, but it gets down to like 40 in Florida where they're from, so I'm sure they're fine. They just sort of
burrow down, right?
Yeah, and Cheese is right on the glass right now, so you can see him, which is cool. But I think only Macaroni is up, and he's just like, I get the wheel all to myself. And so it's this little bitty crab just
and they just go for walkies on this little flat satellite dish.
Yeah, it's one of those hamster wheels that's like a plate, and they just for hours, just hours and hours and hours.
What's funny is that you have your hermit crabs. Joe has his degus. You both have kind of strange, exotic pets. Everybody else just has cats.
Yeah.
And you. So, what are now this is a real huge realm for you. What are the best jobs you've had, and what are the worst jobs you've had? And I know that some of your best jobs have become your worst jobs.
Yeah. I worst jobs I had. The call center made me physically sick a lot. Like I would get just colds because our call center was not cubicles. Our call center was just a row of tables with like 10 people in a line. facing another 10 people. And so I would get like a cold all the time, but then also just the stress of that. It had me like very physically sick for a long time, and I had to leave that job.
And then, you did support for Nest thermostats.
I did the thermostat, the security camera, and the smoke alarm. So I can wire the hell out of an HVAC system. That one's probably the worst. And unfortunately, that was also technically my first like big grown-up job. I worked at Joann's for about 6 weeks. And they hired me to be on the cut counter, and I never once got to touch the cut counter. They put me on register the whole time. And so I bounced. For the best job, probably the mine. I was a weighmaster at an aggregate mine. And so I sold gravel and sand. And that was cool, except we got to a point where we were like one of the little satellites versus like they have their big hitters like in town, and we were like way off in the boonies. And so they took away my manager and made one guy the manager for like 4 plants, and he would just like visit. And so I was just alone in a trailer, and like everybody else is like half a mile away in the in like the workshop, and I'm just in this 70s ass trailer alone with all these truckers
and dogs. They're dogs.
And a dog, because we were in the boonies in the rice paddies, and so people would dump their dogs, and then dogs would be like, oh, there's people over here, and just show up. And when it's 4 a.m. in the pitch ass dark, and you're opening a mine's gates, and there's a good sized dog, I think Uno was an Aussie, so like a big-ish dog just in the dark next to you, and you're like, I don't know how to handle this situation because you're literally a predator. Thankfully he was cool. He just liked to chase the turkeys, but he got adopted. We found somebody to take him to a ranch.
So here's a weird little question. Wait, it wasn't a ranch up north, was it?
No, there was actually, because we lived in the middle of the rice paddies, there are actual ranches around us.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I'm not even sure how you're going to answer this. I have an idea. Have you ever seen a ghost? And if you have, what happened?
I've seen a few. Most of them were animals. And not even my animals, like animals that ought not be there. You had the shop, and that was the first time where I was like, that was not one of your cats. That was a different cat, and that cat is now no longer here. Because I had gone to the bathroom, and I thought Dory was behind me, following me around, and she's like this fluffy little tabby. And I walked into the bathroom, and I even talked to it. I was like, hi, honey. Hello, kitty. And I shut the door, and she came in after me, and I was like, oh shit, I should let her out. And she was not there. And Dory was on the massage table, not with me. And then the most intense one was I woke up. This is the story, you know.
Oh, I love this story.
I woke up at 2 a.m, and my ex had this thing where she would have night terrors, and she would wake up at like 1 a.m. and get up and have to like, she would like do the thing of like, wait, I'm standing, whatever's happening isn't happening anymore. What's this? And if I was like, hey, it's 1 a.m, you don't have to get up for work, we can just go to bed, she would just go get a drink of water and then come back to bed. So that was normal. Me waking up and her standing there was normal. But I woke up, and she had a very distinctive back because she got tall really, really fast. And so like her posture was really distinctive. And so I woke up, it was 1 a.m, and she was standing there, and I was like, hey babe, it's middle of the night, you can come back to bed, it's okay. And she didn't move, and I was like, oh, she's still like asleep, she's like sleepwalking. And then I looked down, and she was in the bed with me. And I looked at it, and I looked at Avery, and it was full cartoony, and I was like, this, yep. And then I was like, I'm a witch. If anyone in this house is equipped to handle this situation, it's me. It's not doing anything. It wasn't even looking at me. It was doing the spaced out like kind of look. and then I was like, I'm going back to bed. And I went back to sleep because I was like, it's not doing anything. It doesn't want anything. I'm gonna go back to bed. And I did. And yeah.
Yeah. That is an interesting, that story's always been fascinating to me.
Yeah. And it was distinctly like, there's a person in my bedroom and my partner is right here.
But it sounds like you didn't feel afraid or.
No, like I said, I thought it was her. Like I thought she had gotten up and then she was still there.
So from what you said, even with the animals and such, it doesn't sound like you've ever been afraid when you've had a ghost around.
No, I think I used to have night terrors when I was little, but not particularly intense ones. It would be like the dream where the sink doesn't turn off. Like I had one where when I was like 12, I faced my computer monitor. And so like I was sleeping and then my desk was here and then the door was here. And I remember waking up one time and somebody had put one of my shirts over the top of the monitor and the shirt kept moving, but nobody was there. And I remember that freaked me out. Yeah. And that's why I think it was a night terror, just because it's the same as like my mundane weird dreams.
Mm-hmm.
But
so you mentioned recently that Mimi came to visit.
Yes, that was not that was like a middle of the day thing. I have started, my new meds make me super, super tired if I'm not doing anything. And so I've started naps around 1 almost every day. And in one of the naps, Mimi was like stage 11 clinger. Like she wanted to be, I have a baby Bjorn that I bought for her because she wanted to be on me all the time. And so when I would go to sleep, there was always this process of like, I would lay there for like 20 minutes and she would put herself between my shoulder blades and just purr and purr and purr and purr. And for Christmas, you bought me a weighted cow whose name is Winnie. And it's the same weight that Mimi was. And I hold it like right here. And so I just had that in the bed with me and I straight up heard that thing purring and I could feel her. The cow was not on my back. I could feel the cat on my back. And yeah, so that's that story.
How did that feel? Did you feel sad? Did you feel comforted? How did you feel?
I felt comforted. Like I do think they just kind of check on me, but mostly they're just waiting around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have any, now Mimi had a sister, a litter-mate sister, Chi-Chi.
Yeah, like literal actual sister.
They were old spinster ladies together.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have any, did Chi-Chi ever come around after she died? Because it was years between the two of them.
Right when she died, for a couple of days, I would feel both of them. And I would see both of them like in the clouds and shit because I was in grief. Yeah. And there was like a period of like a week or two where they would wake me up like right at sunrise every day for like a week. And I would go outside just to see. And I saw them in the clouds a lot. But yeah, Chi-Chi died in October 2024 or 23, October 2023.
So when you look back on your life, we tend to group our life according to decades. And I'm sorry, you watched me.
I did. You silenced
it. Watched me shut this thing off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is this just grandma doesn't know how to work a phone time?
Did you turn off your audio but not your alerts?
I just shut the phone. You know, I did it's got a toggle on and off. And I turned it off. And I think I need to, yeah, I'll get better. So when we look back on our lives, we look at things like grades in school or houses we lived in or certain decades. So when you look back on your life, what music, now this can be a type of music, a band, specific songs, what would you say is the soundtrack of your different times in your past?
I don't know if I could do like me being little up through high school. I think I was so growing up neurodivergent and a girl does not does not do well. And so like those years are kind of all squished together, and I don't know if I could do a soundtrack for them yet, unless I just sat down and like thought about it for a long time. But definitely in the past, like since I've woken up in the last couple of years, in the painful times, it's very Hosier, like emotional, sad fairy songs. And then there was a period where I was pretty like, I was angry, but I didn't have anything to be angry at, because what I was angry at was like me being neurodivergent and other people being like, you don't do good enough, but me not having the vocabulary for that. And so it was an anger in that way, but not an angry, like, I remember in high school, I got recommended oh my God, J.D. Salinger, Mama, Catcher in the Rye. Mm-hmm. And I was really offended that I got recommended Catcher in the Rye, because I hate that book so much. And so like I did not have the kind, people could tell that I was angry, but they didn't know what kind of angry I had. And so like definitely like the stompy, screaming alternative rock touches of emo music. So there.
That's probably when people were telling you were moody, right?
Yes. Yeah, there was a lot of "you're too moody" and a lot of "I'm mad at you, and if you don't know why, that's what the problem is."
I hate that.
Yeah.
So you and your dad were big concert goers.
Mm-hmm.
And you all went through you actually introduced My Chemical Romance to him.
Yeah, I got him into it.
He'll karaoke that stuff.
Yeah.
And you did Green Day.
Mm-hmm.
And Him was another one.
Him was a big one. Yeah. They I never got to see Green Day, but I did see, I could still do Green Day. They still tour. Saw my chem. That would be fun. Yeah, I think that would be fun.
Because he was a willing spirit. He was right in there with you going to those concerts. Red Hot Chili Peppers, you guys did?
That was my first concert ever.
Really?
Red Hot Chili Peppers, yeah. And then we went to Twisted Christmas and we saw Gnarls Barkley, who got booed off the stage, which is their fault, because they hired a like I couldn't define, I don't actually listen to most of his music, but what I've heard, like he skews like alternative hip hop rather than alternative rock on a concert that had My Chemical Romance and Papa Roach in it. And so like he just did not belong. And which sucks, but he got booed off the stage, and I have never seen that before. And I saw Death Clock with David, and that concert was rad. That was awesome, because it's a cartoon band, and so it's just Brendan Small, who's the creator, with a stage band, and then they just play animation, and it's like this hardcore metal concert, and that was awesome.
Now you and I went to a concert with Joe, and that was fun.
We saw Spinal Tap.
We saw Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap was great.
Unwigged and unplugged, and you got the shark sandwich hoodie.
Yeah, I still have it.
And we were so desperately poor. Joe was, and we had such limited money, and you just really wanted that. And Joe and I are back here talking like, how can we do this? We got to be able to get this thing for her. And we did.
Yeah, and I lost.
We didn't go out to dinner after, but we got you the hoodie.
Yeah.
And you still have it.
Yeah, we found it when I moved. Yeah. It has it has a tear in the back of it from getting into the back of a I think it was a Porsche. It was some really fancy sports car, because the photographer at my brother's wedding drove it, and they're the ones that drove us to the venue. And when I was getting out, because it was the 2 bucket seats with like the skinniest little back seats, their door tore the back of it. So it's got one little patch in it, but I think that's the only damage.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And one thing that was really, I think this was during the time that you were at the mine.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, I don't know how it came to be, but I was playing some kind of country song. and you started singing along with it. And I'm just looking at you like, how do you know that song? Because I didn't play very much country. It wasn't popular in the house. And I played it in my office, but not really around you kids very much. But you had started listening to country.
That could be my college years. Yeah, because I was in the Buick, because we lived in Grizzly, and I had to drive to El Dorado. And so I was driving to school for like an hour and a half every single day. And then I lived in North Highlands and drove to El Dorado. And I spent a lot of time with was it 107.9? No. Yeah, the country station. I listened to country a lot in college, so that's probably fair. But then it got into like the hyper nationalist stuff, and I stopped being interested.
At that time, you actually knew more about contemporary country than I did. And you would say, hey, listen to this and listen to this, because
2010's country is really solid.
My country music knowledge stopped at around 85 or so. But you had this huge knowledge of people I had never heard of.
Yeah, and like Lady Antebellum and shit like that.
Some of those people are karaoke now because of you.
Yeah. They're good. 2010's country. Like you can feel the ones that are like gross, but like 2010's country is pretty solid.
Yeah. So our last question, you have experience with, I think, all of these. All of them. Plane, train, bus, car, or boat, and you can discuss each one.
Okay. I think probably train, which is unfortunate because we live in the United States. But
you had a party train, basically.
I took the Amtrak twice. Yeah, all the way to LA and back, twice. And it's cool because you're just it feels like being on a bus, except you're going like 90 miles an hour.
You were with your besties.
Yeah, that was, both of them were for high school trips down to Disneyland. And we had to go to the Museum of Tolerance also. So I've been in the Museum of Tolerance twice, which is basically the Holocaust Museum. But yeah, we had to take the Amtrak at like 4 a.m, and then we would get there at like 9 o'clock at night. And but if we could improve our train systems, the train is where it's at, because it's comfy and it's like a plane, except you can't fall, and and it's just chill. You get kind of get sea legs because it does like rock, and so like the first time you try to walk on a train, it's rough, but definitely train. Planes, obviously, like going anywhere fast is incredible. And I did not enjoy the puddle jumper between Ireland and Scotland. That was rough.
That was
but like a normal plane, I'm totally down for that. I don't love the pricing, and I don't love you know what? European airports way better than American airports. There is that. American airports are pretty rough, especially right now. The bus is great for what it is, but it always sucks to be somewhere for 9 hours. And so we would have to take the bus from somewhere in San Jose, because you have to go from this Amtrak station that services Northern California to go to the main like Los Angeles area like train situation. I did it twice, and it was 2009, I think, the last time I did it. So who knows what it is now. But those buses were all right. But I think a commission bus is a lot better than public transit, but public transit is fine. I just don't like, because when the Buick died, I had to take the bus for a good 3 weeks, like the public transit bus. And like, it was fine. It's just, I have too many variables of I might fuck this up. And so that's concerning to me. And then boats. I don't like little boats because Dad has this habit of going really fast over the wakes, and then your ass just goes bam, bam on the water. I don't love that, but I do like a big boat. Like the ferries, where they're nice and flat and you don't really feel very much. I've never been on a cruise ship. I would like to, but there's a lot of people on cruise ships, so I don't know.
And you're trapped with them.
Right, for several days.
And you can't eat food, as nearly as I can tell, you can't eat food outside of your room without being around other people, and lots of them.
Yeah. And I don't know how they feel about, well, they maybe for like people who are like hypoglycemic and have dietary things, maybe I could just be like, I need to have this food with me for emergencies, and they would let me, but I don't know.
So you are a big fan of driving.
Yes.
So car is probably up there for you too.
Yeah, if I am in charge of the vehicle, I am down for a car for always. Like, as you've seen, I'm down to drive for 7.5 hours just to zone out, and this is the thing I'm responsible for right now. And
we've broken a lot of rental car rules, you and I.
I understand the idea. I don't love that you can't rent a car until you're 25. As somebody who does not enjoy hanging out with people that are under the age of 24, I get it, but 20-year-olds need vehicles sometimes. And 20-year-olds need to get to Los Angeles sometimes.
And you were slow to learn to drive.
Yeah, it was just inconvenient.
Well, we lived at that time way up in the mountains, and it was 30 minutes just to get to a town.
Yeah.
But it was 30 harrowing minutes. It wasn't like a 30-minute drive. It was driving on the edge of a cliff with no guardrails to speak of.
This particular cliff that I myself have been in 3 vehicles that wrecked on that cliff when I was not driving.
But when you did start driving and you recognized that control that you could have, it was really appealing to you.
Yes. Yeah. And it also, like, because you and I have this like inner ear issue. I don't know if mine is full on Meniere's or if it's just like together, but I get horrifically motion sick. And I get the crystals that like roll around in your ear and give you vertigo and stuff. And driving, since I am in control of like the yaw of the car, basically, it helps with that a lot.
Sure.
And I've never been able to sleep in a car either. So having something to keep myself busy helps a lot too.
I think I absorbed all of that from our entire family because I have zero problem sleeping in a car. I will nod off mid-sentence in a car.
I'm so jealous. Yeah. I think it's my inner ear thing. I think I'm so nauseous that I'm like, I can't sleep right now.
Yeah. Well, that's all of our questions for the second round. We have 2 more rounds to go, so you will see Delena again, most assuredly. And I appreciate you making time for this today.
Sure.
You were able to do it at this time because your bookkeeping job got pushed out till tonight.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. If anybody needs a good bookkeeper that works from remote, I got one right here.
Yeah, it's got to be remote. I can't do an office, unfortunately, with all of my alphabets, but
but you're good at it. Good at the bookkeeping. So thanks for being here, Delena. It's always fun to talk to you, and I get to visit with you and have an interview on the books.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. And we're going to say goodbye for now, everybody. And thanks for tuning in and hanging out with me and my girl. And talk to us in the comments. If you have experiences you'd like to share with some of the things that we've talked about, we look forward to hearing from you. So take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was good.